Doesn't that sort of sound like a fan thwarp?
Yeah.
That's why I picked that music. So, hello.
Hello.
We're talking about your deck, Ritchie. There will be no fan thwarps. My notice just popped. So everybody didn't get to see that countdown. Should I play it again?
Yeah.
Should I indulge myself?
Do it.
Okay.
Indulge
I'm
yourself.
indulging myself. This is my channel. I'm indulging myself.
Indulge yourself.
It's so cute.
Oh, yes.
It's fun. I had an interesting experience last Friday. I went to a place with my friend Nath. She and I read a classic book, which was A Wrinkle in Time. And then we went to this place called Outer World. And it was full of these weird rooms. And it was like, if I were either intoxicated, a teen, or doing some other things, this would be fascinating. So I took a whole bunch of videos. So anyhow, hello. Thank you. And you all know these amazing people. And welcome to, here I have to get ready. Welcome to the Summer Lenormand Deck Casual. This is Jaime, Wandering Mountain Bardic Path. And then the deck creator, Ritchie Longman Tarot. Links are below for Ritchie's channel, as well as Jamie's channel. And where to order your copy of the book. And where to look at to see a flip through on Ritchie's channel.
Mm-hmm.
And a playlist about the deck.
Yeah. So much stuff.
It's incredible. It's totally incredible. So, all right. Let's say hi to a few people because Patrice was here first, and love me some Patrice, and big love for Summer Lenormand.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And if I recall, Patrice and Jaime may be the first two sold.
Yes.
I'm up there too because I got my version in a tin.
Yeah. Jaime and Patrice were kind of the guinea pigs that went straight into the store, bought it, and then that's when I realized there were a few technical glitches, which are all sorted now. I hasten to add, but there was, but thank you.
And
for
we
that.
didn't care.
yeah, totally didn't care.
Now. Yeah.
Happy
Hi,
full moon, Rain. Rain is spaghetti lurking. We'll join the chat when I clean my plate.
Yum. Okay.
When that happens, I call my dog pre-wash. So Pia's life is here. Hello, Pia.
Hi, Pia.
And Linda de Gonzalez is here.
Hi, Linda.
Esther G. Good to see you. And Lynn Hayes. Good afternoon. And Jules Niner is listening, hanging out, listening to you fabulous peeps.
Oh.
Well, I hope we don't disappoint you. Yeah, I got mine in a tin also. What'd you say?
And even if we do, it's okay.
If we do, it certainly is okay. Patrice got mine in a tin also. Got hers in a tin. And Jules is making dinner.
Oh, nice.
Juliology. I'm combining Jules Niner and Genealogy Junkie at the same time. So I think it's Carol, Genealogy Junkie. Pierrette is here. Hello, Viviani. You never disappoint. Just wait. I'm trying. I'm really, really trying. C. McMillan is here. Hello.
Good
Hiya.
evening to you.
Viviani and okay, so full disclaimers.
Oh,
Okay,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do disclaimers.
okay.
This is the Summer Lenormand, and it's been created by my friend Ritchie, Longman Tarot, and I remember a little bit about the process of getting this created. I'm going to tell the truth, my experience with this deck. So no holds barred. I'm going to be truthful, and Ritchie is okay with that. Correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, that's how we learn to get better, don't we? We take on critiques, we realize what people like, what people don't like, and we can build that in next time if any changes or a new deck may come along. You never know.
What? Wait, what?
Stay tuned.
Think brewing.
Stay tuned, I guess. Ooh, brewing. Okay. Jaime, do you have any disclaimers? Because I'm like going, this is my experience with Ritchie's deck, my friend, and I'm going to tell him the truth.
Sure. My disclaimer is the same disclaimer that we give all the time when we talk about a deck. It's not personal. It's we never are so okay. Put up my hashtag.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
not that one. The potty mouth.
The bloop or the potty mouth?
The potty mouth.
Okay, it's right. It's a Jamie. Jamie's in the live. I have to
Come
go
on.
get that.
So
All
we
right.
never, ever go out of our way to be shitty because number one, it's not kind. Number two, when we're talking about the deck that's present, that's the only deck we're talking about. We're not comparing it to other, like if it was a collage deck, a photography deck, or something like that. My comments today will be only in regards to this. So if I say something is my favorite or I like this, blah, 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 it does not pertain to anything else but the Summer Lenormand.
Thank you.
Exactly. Ritchie, do you have any disclaimers other than teasing us about the possibility of another deck?
Well, there may be some exciting news happening at the end of this video. You'll have to just stay and wait to the end.
I'm captive. Haha, I have to stay.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere. So,
No.
Oh my gosh. So, okay. So we all know in my deck casuals, I have a series of things that we go through. And so we'll do this. Which version do you have, Jaime?
The only version.
She and I both have the version that came with the tin.
I have the tin, and I took the extra title card and Mod Podged it to the top.
Perfect.
Yes.
I like tins better than boxes.
Yes. Ooh, Ritchie, go for it. What do you got? You're
Well,
showing what you did.
I don't even have it in a tin. I never got round to doing it. So I just got the plain tuck box and it comes in because it's making playing cards. And I will eventually get around to sticking some of the extra cards that are in the deck onto the back and the front. So the opportunity is there if you just would like a white tuck box and you want to use the other cards to bookend them to keep them clean. It's
Tuck Box Rage not included, but there's also the opportunity for Tuck Box Joy if you like tuck boxes. It's available in both manners. So, and all right.
Yeah.
Yes. And it is Carol. I was right. Coyote the Gray is here. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, they're talking about pasta. And Regina's. What'd you have in, Ritchie? I heard that. I was like,
I know. I heard
the can of Coke here. It's a school night, so nothing alcoholic tonight.
Okay. Well, I'm having some iced Cuban coffee.
Oh,
espresso with cinnamon.
Don't know why I'm doing this dance.
Because you can, and it's joy. You heard Tuck Box Joy, and it totally changed your whole aura. So,
yes.
I like that.
And Regina is here, and yes, her internet is wonky. Pamela Batchelor loves the name the Summer Lenormand.
Thank you.
Is it Lenormand or Lenormand? So
it's how you want it. This is about this deck. It's how you want it. Sometimes if I'm talking to lots of people and it's like introducing it, it's Lenormand, darling, but Lenormand. How I would use it.
Jaime, are you okay? I mean,
I'm fine.
I
swallowed the vomit. Thanks.
You swallowed it. Okay. And so, yeah, it is a good name. And Carol reminds us you learn from mistakes.
Yeah.
That's why I know so much. Tom, Early Ritual is here. Hi, Tom. And Ritchie, you tease. I'm all tingly and I'll stay until the end to hear it. Ooh.
Oh, wonderful.
Jesri is here.
Hi.
C. McMillan loves a tiny tin. Or teeny tin.
Teeny tin.
Hi, Shaw Woman. Patricia Tyree.
Hey.
Yay, Tech Box Rage forever. Robin, Toadstool Tarot, who was just on my channel yesterday. And here, Jesri said, hi, Gerald. Hi, Ritchie. Hi, Jaime. So Hershey is here. And so everybody, the links are below for purchasing the deck. Full disclosure, purchase responsibly, know your limits. So, Ritchie, why did you create this deck?
Well, it kind of came around by accident, and I'm going to be honest there. I've always got my mobile phone out taking loads of photos, and I don't know about what you're like, but I take lots of photos and I hardly ever look at them or do anything with them. They stay on my phone, go on my computer, and once or twice a year I might sift through them and go, oh, that was nice. So there were no memories. There's lots of memories caught up in it all, but I just wasn't using them. And I happened to take a photo of something. I can't remember even what it was. And I thought that would make a really good image for a Lenormand. And I can't even remember which card it was. And something switched on in my brain. How about photographing some images? And that was basically where it came from. And then I thought, I'm a kind of person that needs a bit of a time limit on this, because I know what would happen. I would have taken 35 photographs and I wouldn't have found the last one, and it would never have happened. So I gave myself from May through to September to capture these images. And it was literally for my own purpose. I had no intention of putting this out into the world. It was just going to be a deck that I was going to make for myself, just a bit of fun, as a kind of keepsake of the summer that we've just had of 2022. So that was the plan. And if it hadn't worked out, I wasn't going to go particularly searching out the photographs. The idea was that I had to experience the image, take my own photo, just using my mobile phone. Disclaimer, I am not a professional photographer. I've literally just used my mobile phone on it. That is all I've done. And hardly any of them have been touched up or put into paint shop or whatever. There's been a few little tweaks being made, and that is all. And I just wanted to make that. And as I said, it wasn't intended. I never thought we'd be sitting here talking about this. I'd never thought I would have the courage to put it out into the world. So that's what I decided to do. Put it on making playing cards. And I thought, I'm going to try and raise a bit of money for one of the charities that I follow, which is the Woodland Trust, the UK Woodland Trust one, which helps with all the nature and the trees. And particularly at the moment, there's just been a massive project done that's taken 20 years, sort of catalogue nature of the trees and the plants of this country. And a lot of them that you'd expect are on decline. So again, it's something that I wanted to tie all together. So that is basically it, Gerald. So it was like just a bit of a project, just a bit of a game to kind of capture images of my lovely summer holidays and to keep those memories alive.
I love that. And that was in 2022, correct?
Yeah, last summer.
And, well, people are going to be looking at this in 10 years' time, and I want them to understand that it was 2022. And what was your word of the year for last year? Was it create or collab?
Create, yeah. And it was create. And we've been talking quite a little bit about me possibly making a deck, and I could never work out whether it's going to be an oracle deck. And someone said, oh, do a tarot deck. And I went, no, that's 78 images. Let's start small. So it was just a kind of, let's just see how much fun this can be, or how much of a nightmare this can be.
Well, and Robin asked the question, when looking over your images, how did you decide Lenormand over Oracle?
I think because the Lenormand images are so ingrained in my mind. We all did Kelly's class, didn't we? Was that last year? Yeah.
Kelly Fitzgerald.
Kelly Fitzgerald.
Was it last year?
I think it was last year. Was it?
It was 2021, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But my first deck that I had as a kid was a Lenormand deck. I didn't know how to use it. And I was fascinated with these images of owls and coffins. So they were kind of ingrained. And it kind of gave me something to find and look for. So I can't really explain it, really, Robin. But when I was out, suddenly I would see something and go, anchor.
Sure.
And it was I don't know if you had as a kid a kind of, we used to call them I Spy books here in the UK. They were listed. It was a little bit like that. Okay, I've got to go hunting for, the hardest one in the UK is a snake or a stork, because we don't get. And that was the other proviso, that I had to take the photo. I wasn't able to take it off the internet, and I wasn't able to use anyone else's photograph. I had to take it.
That's fine.
So you set yourself up some boundaries, and that really helped,
and I just wanted to work with that. Otherwise, it would have been too sloppy, perhaps, to have gone, oh well, I can't find a stork, let's go. And it also meant that I had to think a little bit outside the box when it came to some of the images.
Absolutely. And I will say, you talk about that on some of your videos. About that. So I believe Tarot Your Way is Thomas Ballantyne, I believe. LR72 is here. Rain said, good for you, Ritchie. It takes a lot of time, research, courage to put out a deck. So happy for you. And I love that you'll be giving to charity too.
Thank you.
Jody Jenkins is here. Well, hello.
Jody. Hi, Jody.
It's freezing at the moment.
So,
Ritchie, do you feel, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so a couple of my critiques, which we'll get to, not right now, but a couple of my critiques, I am glad that I watched your video series when this first came out, because I'm still going to tell you the critiques, even though they don't really apply, because I understand why they happened. Does that make sense?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. Pia's life, do you feel as though pictures you've used help you to even better connect with them in readings?
Yeah. And I think I talk about this in the videos as well. Quite often when I took the took the picture, there was an essence of what the card meaning was that came through. So for something like the whip, I had to take the picture really, really quick and really literally snappy. The death card was, again, another reason it kind of had an ending to it. So there's a lot of things in there. The love card, the heart card, which is love, was actually coming from... a place of weddings, or that was a picture of a church window. But I'll go into. But quite often, my nephew got engaged and married over the summer as well. So a few of the images in there are in there as a kind of keepsake to do with love and relationships and things like that as well. So yeah, there was quite often an image that, by taking it, meant something as well.
And Rain said, if I make a deck, I'll say when you make a deck, Rain, using your artwork based on your own photographs. Kiba is here. Jody is here. Hilda is here. And so this is for those people who know this is the size of the summer Lenormand. And there's that. So yeah, and I would put my tiny hands up to show you what it looks like, but this is the RWS, and so this is pretty much Lenormand size.
Yeah, they have to be weenie, because you have to set them all out, don't you, for grand tableau. And if you have, I've got a couple of decks that are really massive, and you have to go on the floor with them. Do you know what I mean, to set them out?
Do you see what she's doing? She's got a tiny hand. She could do the tiny hand. Rain said, actually it is when. Ooh, big secret. Well, Rain, there we go. I love small cards. So much easier to shuffle. I'm into mini decks. Okay. So you do have the option for a tuck box. a plain tuck box or a plain tin, but you do give 2 of these title cards where people can glue them to their case of choice.
Yeah.
So
I did look when I was creating the deck, putting it onto making playing cards. I really wanted to keep the cost down as much as possible. I wanted as many people who who could afford it to buy it if they wanted to. So I didn't want to start having boxes printed and booklets made and all of that. It's all there if you want to sort of make your box up and decorate it. But I just wanted to keep the cost of it really down for people.
So these are what card stock is this, Ritchie?
Oh, I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Isn't it
sorry,
Superior Smooth or something like that?
Yeah. Can I get back to you on that one?
Oh shit! I just dropped cards. Here, look at Handsome Gerald for a while. That's what I get. God damn it.
Can't remember what the card stock is for it.
Take over, Jamie.
Yeah, no. I'm. They understand station identification kind of thing.
Oh my God!
It's all good. Just take your time.
Don't panic. I don't want to mess around with too much of this because I'll end up unpublishing the deck. I'll try and find out.
I'll find it. I've got it pulling up right now.
I've got my shop space open. If I start tinkering with it, I'll take them all off sale or something like that.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I got it. I got you. I got you. So it is exactly what I said. Superior Smooth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got
everybody just remember Jamie's right.
She is. Chris Butler, I got some advice from, who's got stuff on making playing cards, and he suggested going for that card stock because it was better quality. So yeah.
Very shuffleable. I you know me.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is still available.
Thank you.
Special announcement at the end. I see Sherry, Voices from the Swamp is here. Hello.
Hi, Sherry.
It's make playing cards.
Yeah.
Not making playing cards.
Make playing cards.
Okay. So, Jamie, have you edged yours at all?
No, I have not.
I haven't either. I don't need to. I don't.
No,
I need to.
I don't think that I will. If I do, it will be probably every other card will be one of the colors in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have all of those, and so it'll be kind of like a,
Well, speaking of the back, this is the back of the card.
Mm-hmm.
So, and any comments about the back of the card? It's not reversible.
No,
but it's Lenormand, so it's not really reversible.
Yeah.
So,
I just like the design. I wanted something that was a little bit nice when you spread it out. I like to fan cards and sort of something that has a bit of a sort of rainbow going on.
It looks really pretty that way. I will say that if I hadn't listened to you, it would be my least favorite feature. However, it is now one of my favorite features because I listened to what you had to say about it. Because honestly, when I looked at this is how my eyes work. I looked at that and I'm like, what the actual fuck? It's like not even, but then I listen to you and I understand what it's from and what the building is and everything else. And I appreciate it. Yes, Pamela, exactly. So it's just how every single person, they learn differently, they see differently. And from my eyes, it was at first like, I don't understand. But I understand.
And Jody Jenkins, mostly we were talking about that this is Ritchie, and our disclaimer is this is Ritchie. God, this is Ritchie. And we're giving our experience with the deck, and it's just about this deck. We're not being mean or anything like that. So
I agree, Patrice. Same here.
Hilda loves the back. Patrice loves the back, and I love the picture it came from. So yeah. And yes, Robin, go watch the video. You'll get the ins and outs of it, hashtag, because I want to. Okay, so let's talk about, are you ready to get into the cards? We're going to show the cards.
Ready when you are.
Jamie, you ready?
Yes, but I have one request.
Go on.
Yes.
Tell us what the building is, just because it is the back of the card and it is a building.
So I live in a place called Eastbourne, and we had a brand new art gallery built 10 years ago. And a few years ago, originally the building was just white walls and plaster, a bit dull. They commissioned about 5 years ago a European artist to come and paint a design on the whole of the building. And so actually that is the south wall of the building, which is actually, it's slightly curved as well. So that little thing you can see is actually a window in the wall. And it's this wonderful I'm not going to just use the word rainbows, because there's every single different color there, and whoever walks past this building stops and takes a photo of it because it's astonishing. It's called the Towner Art Gallery in Eastbourne, TOWNER. Have a Google of it, you'll see what the actual wall looks like, and it's just a joy to walk past because the colors in there just make your heart sing.
Well, and I imagine that depending on when you're walking, what time of day, the shadows are going to change that building all the time. So you're never going to have the same view, the same look.
Yeah.
Because it's ever evolving with the sun, which I think is a beautiful thing. And that's why I like it.
Thank you. Thank
you. There you go.
Yeah, the Towner Art Gallery. Have a look at it. Have a look at the image. Google it.
And by the way, Nancy, a Crohn's Intuition, has just woken up from a nap. Nancy, hello. Get your rest, dear. I've been thinking about you. And people want you to show a picture if you can.
I'll try to get it on my phone. Hang on a second. I can Google it and find you a decent picture. So give me a second.
And so, yeah, everybody's like, "Oh, yes, a picture." Yes.
should I show?
Yeah. So yeah, should I show my my intro video again? LR72 just said I just Googled the art gallery. Amazing.
There we go. I don't know.
Oh, look at that. Hang on. I'm gonna embiggen you, put you like that.
That's my phone image, so
holy mackerel.
That's
so that's it there.
Very cool.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah,
thank you.
Lots of other images.
Back. Okay.
And I'm lucky that's in my local town. I walk past it almost every day. So
let's get into these cards because we are actually going to flip through all of the cards, and we're not going to go into in-depth explanation about them because go over to Ritchie's channel. You can see that. Deb H. Purple Elephant said that's amazing.
Thank you.
So here's card 1, the Rider. So, cool. And here's card 2, the Clover.
Just looking at them, bringing back the stories of when I took them and the situations as well. So that's nice to look at them again.
Yeah. And I like how there's a little bit of right here. There's a little bit of dew. Yeah. Just lovely. So here's the ship.
I love this card.
Do you? That's nice. There were so many ships I could have taken because I live by a marina. So there were loads of yachts and pleasure boats. So I have quite a few photos of them, Jamie. And that's the one I decided on, which is actually in Yorkshire.
Yeah, it reminds me of a ship. So my grandparents, every summer, didn't matter where we were in the world, we always went to our grandparents' house in San Diego, California. San Diego is a large port, and they have some of the older ships there that are moored, and you can do tours and stuff like that. And I think it's called the Indian Star.
Yeah.
So the Indian Star, it just reminds me, the Indian Star is different from this, but it's still reminiscent of that. And I think that because the deck has personal meaning for you, But when I can connect my own meaning to it, I think that's kind of groovy. Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah. And yes, Jody, Ritchie took all of these photos in the summer of 2022.
Last summer.
And there's the link. And everybody, purchase responsibly, know your limits, blah, blah, blah. And, so that's how you get the deck, Nancy. And Peter J. Watts is here. Hello.
And Jonathan's here too. He was above.
Okay. I will. And Patricia said, it reminds me of the flagship Niagara.
Wow.
And Jonathan is here. Hello, Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan.
So, and the other thing is one of the things that I like about this, and you pointed it out, there's a Jolly Roger on it, which is, I think that's fun. So, hi, Scorpio Mama. Good to see you.
Hi there.
Okay, so we have card 4, which is house. And
fifth card reminds me of my favorite book.
Go on.
The Secret Garden.
Nice.
And it's not like it's described in the book, but
no, it's not described.
But I don't know. It's a beautiful country house,
It's actually Anne Hathaway's cottage in Stratford, William Shakespeare's wife's house.
Yeah.
I had to put it in there. Again, I had a lovely time in Stratford upon Avon. So there's wonderful buildings, and of course I'm going to include that rather than a rather less attractive concrete building. Not that that's wrong, but
thatched roof, right?
Yeah, thatched roof. Yeah. Yes. And Jules Niner said that card makes me think of the movie The Holiday.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I can see that. See that. Okay, so next we have the tree. And am I correct, Ritchie? This was the last photo?
No, the sky was the last photo, but this is the photo that gave me, or the tree was the image that gave me the most trouble to photograph. I have got simply hundreds of photographs of trees on my phone. Not one of them seemed right for it. It's easy to take a picture of a tree, but trees get lost in the back. It's very difficult taking a picture of a tree full size. It's either too small, it gets swamped by the landscape, you can't see the definition. So that's why I went with this one in the end. And particularly the health properties I wanted to bring out of this card. It's a nice, relaxing, cool little woodland near where my sister lives, and it's kind of mental, bit of mental space to clear, and as well as
an aged tree. That's what I like.
Yeah. And so follow the link below to go to the Ritchie's YouTube channel, because there is a playlist on the Summer Lenormand. So the next card is one of the ones where you did your first variation, which there's 2 clouds.
Yes.
And I have to say, I have kept both clouds in the deck.
Me too.
And when I'm reading for it, and I think this is a nice, because clouds are clouds. It's like that when you're looking at a Lenormand. But and these clouds
add layer.
Add layer, yes. Yes. Say more, Jamie.
No, the reason I kept them in, because they it's like, Kelly Fitzgerald says a ship is a ship is a ship. Well, yeah, a cloud is a cloud is a cloud. But these there's a brightness, and then there's a somber tone. Or if you're doing a lot of the grief work that I do, if you're doing grief work, then you've got this, but then you also have sunshine, So
lots
I
of
did
love
a
for the
reading
clouds.
with these the other day, and I used the one with the sunset on there, and that card was at the bottom. I did a 9, a 3x3. That card was on the bottom row, so it was very much the heavier clouds were in the reading above and below. So again, that was a really nice touch to actually have that happening in there.
Nice.
So I'm pleased I did it.
Nice.
Yeah. So you have that option. And just to be clear, Jules Niner actually made really delicious Alfredo sauce. So,
Right.
Rain asked a question. Ritchie, how was it to work with the Make Playing Card platform?
It was. I'm not a great technical person, and I have to put my hand on my heart. My husband Peter did an awful lot of the work putting it on there, cutting it up. He had his own way of doing it. I would suggest downloading the template. It wasn't difficult until I got to the end part, and the most frustrating part is when I realised that everything I'd set up, which I intended to go in a tuck box, had somehow defaulted to the tin, and I couldn't change it. And I then had a massive problem that took weeks of trying to upload everything again, and I kept getting turned away from it. It's all sorted now, and it runs brilliantly. And to be honest with you, Making Playing Cards do it all. So I don't want to have to do Kickstarter, all that stuff with it all. It's not my thing. I just wanted to get it out there for people. So it's a little bit fiddly, but for what it is, I would do it again now that I know how it works.
It's terrific.
And maybe you will. Oh yeah. It's the superior smooth from Make Playing Cards.
A really good playing card. Very shuffleable. If I was going to be a jerk, I would say I would want them just a little bit bigger because of my hands, because I tend to throw them everywhere because they are so smooth. But they do side shuffle very well. So there are workarounds, but it's very, very nice.
Thank you.
And Jody asked if you've done a lot of reading, if you've done many readings with it. I have, and Ritchie, you use them regularly.
I do, yeah. I'd love to do more on our lives when we do live readings, but Lenormand, I find I get a much better response when I'm doing 9-card spreads and bigger spreads. Just putting the 1 or 2 cards often, it doesn't work for me, and I need a bit of time to work with Lenormand, but I do use it a lot. And I love using it, and there's a nice energy about it.
So then we have the snake. Yes, Jaime.
And this is where my critique comes in.
Go for it.
So, and again, my mind has been totally changed, but that's not the point. So when I saw this picture and Summer Lenormand, I thought they were all going to be outside.
Right.
Not that it was a summer trip or about your summer, travels, journeys, voyages, fun, etc. In my head, again, it's that snap judgment of how your brain thinks. I was thinking we were going to be outside. And then when I opened my deck and there was the snake, I went, okay, I got to go listen.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
Oh, Jaime, you've never experienced an English summer. Most of it spent indoors with the rain. Anyway.
Oh, I have experienced English summer. Yes, I know.
Have you?
Yes, I know. I do know. But
most of it spent in museums, but we had a lovely summer. So yeah.
I think of high desert here and summer, sunshine outside. Anyway.
Yeah.
This is I had a different reaction than Jaime, and I thought, ooh, we've got some, a sculpture. We've got something that has been, dare I say, elevated into an art form that people can appreciate for a really long time. And I thought, ooh, so.
Lovely.
But we have the coffin.
This is my favorite card.
And yes, and this is one card that I enjoy. It made me go, what? And I think hearing the story, it really helped with it. So, but I love Purple Elephant Deb H said, I appreciate Ritchie getting a carved snake rather than sneaking out a real one. And Peter J. Watch said, it's such a great project, Ritchie, and he's just getting off the computer. So,
brilliant.
But yeah, so
it's a very moody card.
It is.
That's
what I like. Well, again, the problem was Well, fortunately, I can say I didn't see many funerals during the summer, which is a good thing, of course. And I think probably taking photos, I don't know how people would feel about that, but I'm not a kind of person to go snapping coffins. So actually, when I saw this was a moment when I went, oh, hang on a moment, that is actually a skeleton, but it's in a glass case. Does that work as a coffin? And so I wanted to get the light reflections in there and focus on that, as well as the body or the remains of the body in there, which are not real bones, by the way. They are computer scanned and printed.
Well, you know what, if I were making, and this wouldn't be a deck for public viewing, but if I were to do my own, I would probably use, for me, a headstone of someone that I know, and maybe like the camera panning this way across, you know what I mean? But again, it's not something that I would put on the internet for sale, you know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's funny you say that, because the image I was originally going to use was again taken in Stratford, actually in Holy Trinity Church. I actually had the photograph of Shakespeare's grave.
Oh,
Interesting.
It's quite a flat stone. You can't see anything.
right.
And this has got a bit more something to it, I felt. So actually, those people that don't know, that's the skeleton of King Richard III that they found in a car park a few years ago. And I went to the Richard III exhibition, and you can actually see in there, he has got his twisted spine from that. He was suffering from scoliosis. So again, a great extra layer to add onto the story.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good coffin card. Then we get to card 9.
Favorite flower.
The bouquet. And was this from the wedding?
Yes, this is my nephew and his bride bouquet.
That makes me happy. And I love it. I love it. Nancy, a crone's intuition. Purchased responsibly and knew their limits. It's such a reasonable price. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, and Deb H said that explains the spine.
And part of it still goes to charity, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, hang on there to the end there, Jamie. Yes.
So there you go. So the bouquet. Now we have the scythe. I'm joking. I'm laughing at it. Sorry, carry on. What are you laughing at? I just this was the make or break one. This was the last photograph I took. If I hadn't have caught this photo on the very day, it was literally the last day of summer. I managed to get this in as well. So, and if I hadn't got this photograph, I mean, there are not that many people walking around with scythes in my neck of the woods. I don't know about what it's like in. Well, so, not that you would want to talk to, you know. Yeah. So yeah. So it was a real piece of luck that another light bulb moment switched on with this image. And I wanted to have it on a bit of an angle, so I wanted to get the blade in. Again, scythes are quite boring things to photograph because they're quite long and just a lot going on at the top. So I put it on an angle.
That's most people. Yeah. Kind of boring and a lot going on at the top.
I feel heard. Jamie, what were you going to say about this card?
So I like the angle. I would have liked it zoomed out a little bit so that I could see down here this edge, because if I had not had this, it was a bit, I mean, I know Lenormand very well, but it was still one of those, I stopped for a minute. So I would have liked this edge to show. Yeah. But other than that, I think this is genius.
I would have done. The problem was when you go on to making playing cards, they give you a little border bit, don't they? I know. And I don't think it quite fitted in there. So
I'm very familiar. I have done. Kelly Fitzgerald has a special deck with a special class, and I can't tell you how many fucking versions I have of that on make playing cards because of that stupid red border. Yeah. So I feel your pain. I get it.
Yeah. It was just on the outside and all the shrinking of the image, and you know what it's like. So next time I change it.
Go ahead. Okay. I like this. I mean, aesthetically, it rings my bells because we have the lines, we have the scythe going across. I'm good with it. I understand what you're saying, Jamie.
You don't
So
have to always agree. I'm okay with it. I'll just poke you in the eye.
I disagree with you. I think it's a great card. Yeah. Jamie, Rain has asked to see your nails.
They're gorgeous.
They're marble. So it's 3 different colors plus some gold leaf. Yeah. So they're supposed to look like marble. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And somebody else. And you set the price on Make playing cards, correct? Rain?
Yeah.
Or Rain asked? Okay. Awesome.
Ritchie Rain.
Ritchie
Rain. So then we have the whip. I'm just going to simply say to people, go and watch the video.
The video, please. I'm just going to sit here and smell my cards. I don't need to hold mine. They still smell like pineapple. Grapefruit.
So
anyway.
go and
Yeah.
Jamie always has the best nails. Then we have the birds.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate this because I like the birds and all of the ripe and the lines or whatever you want to call them, and it reminds me of the other the ship, which it's not the same ship.
It is practically the same ship. That is the original one in the dry dock with the birds on it, and the ship that goes off is a copy of it.
It looks like my birds, pigeons, yeah.
Yeah, I think they were starlings and pigeons and stuff. Yeah, but they were just flying around and rearranging themselves all the time. It's fascinating to watch.
Yeah, it's a good birds card.
And again, I took lots of photographs of birds, and they're quite difficult.
Yeah. Well, and what I appreciate about this is because a lot of times you just see 3 birds or 3 or 4 birds. This is what birds do. Yeah, I mean, I think if I'm trying to get a closer look, but isn't Alfred Hitchcock in that somewhere? Yeah,
probably, or Tippi Hedren.
Yeah, Tippi.
Then we have the child. I appreciate the fact this is a sculpture. That's fun. Then we have fox.
I love this one.
It's fun. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, you're having it on a pint. Then we have the bear. It is just so fucking cute.
Yeah.
Again, huge opportunity. I mean, there's not many bears apart from teddy bears that you see around the UK these days.
Well, and a topiary at that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So where was this?
It was in York, and it was just outside the art gallery. So they had it as a bit of a kind of exhibition to draw people in. And there were kids that were having their photos taken because it's all made out of that sort of grassy stuff. It's
know how hard this is to make?
I can appreciate.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I think it's just cute. So
that was the universe helping out that day.
Yes, this is probably my favorite card. I love the stars. I like what it's on. I like the image. I think that's just awesome.
It nearly didn't make the cut, that one.
What was in its place?
I can't remember where. It was a panel that had stars, like sort of a Middle Eastern kind of window grating that had lots of stars cut out like fretwork. And it looks beautiful. And I was going to use that for the back of the cards originally. And then I thought, I can't have stars on the back of a card.
Agreed.
Because obviously that indicates stars.
Right.
And so I did do a little bit of thinking about that one, but I decided I just love the sky disc there. It was really exciting to see that.
Yeah, so there is a comment there, and that is the joy of this card for me, because that's exactly why it tickles me to no end.
Yeah.
Well, and for me, this is, the star means finding your true north and sticking with it, among other things. And this is the star in relation to all of the other celestial things. And I appreciate that because to me, that's what True North is.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
in
piece
relation
of art.
to everything else. It's great. Yeah.
And it's thousands of years old. It's called the Nebra Sky Disc. But also, thousands of years ago, people were still trying to find the North Star. They were still looking for it. They had their instruments to find their way home and stuff. So love it.
Yeah. So it's funny. You get the gamut here, Ritchie, because you have Jaime who looks at things very simply because things are so complicated, right? In the world. I look at things so simply. And then you have the master of disaster on the other side of you that's like, well, let me tell you. Right? So,
and I love both those parts.
Well, it's wonderful.
But that's why it works.
Yeah, the dichotomy of it all. It's just funny to me that it took me a moment to realize that I'm just so fucking simple.
And that's brilliant.
Oy.
There's beauty in simplicity. So then we have the stork.
Okay, here we go.
Go for it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so this was when I did just my quick flip, right? And I'm like totally like summer, Christmas. Yes. But here's the thing. These are the frosted glass ornaments are the ornaments that I collect for my tree. That's all I have on my Christmas tree every year. And this card is delightful. Absolutely fucking delightful.
Thank you, Jaime.
Welcome.
It's so nice to hear that.
With Jaime.
Because it's the one card, if I could go back and change, I probably would do.
No!
Wow. Yeah, both of us are like, what?
Oh, I'm the most complicated person on the planet, Jonathan. That's what's so ridiculous about it.
On that note, don't change it, Ritchie.
No,
I won't.
Make a whole different deck.
Yes, exactly. I wouldn't go and change any of the images. I'll keep them as they are. But yes, that's the one I was perhaps least satisfied with. And I'll tell you why, because there's another card coming up in a moment that's similar to it. And I felt that was a cop out. That's why.
Okay.
So then we have
I know what you're talking about.
I like this because we see the dog in relation to the human.
Yeah.
And, dogs doing what dogs do. So.
No, it's a Christmas stork, Deb.
Yeah, a different deck, but a summer stork in it instead of the summer Lenormand with the Christmas deck in it. Then we have the tower. I think Jaime likes this one, Ritchie.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why is that, Jaime? Just like the
because it's a monolith of just done. It's simple. I love the structure. I love the architecture of it. I love the tower as a tower as a tower. And you're not trying to make it into something that it's not. You're not taking this building and trying to make it this.
Yeah.
It's a stark. It's stark as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think is necessary.
Yeah.
And I also think.
Sorry, I'm over talking.
Ritchie, the perspective of this helps me to remember the tower means a higher perspective and a different perspective than what it means in the tarot. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's very easy to fall into the trap of tower cards in tarot when it's certainly not that.
Yeah, so this, I get that. I like it. It's totally different from tarot. It has nothing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's why I wanted to take it away from that. I didn't want to have anything. Originally, I was going to have like a castle turret, which was lovely.
Sure.
But I just thought that one worked so much better. It's a bit more institutional. It was a bit more up high as a viewing point rather than, you know, Rapunzel in her tower kind of thing.
Yeah, let's aspire.
Well,
or something.
yeah, and the castle tower we see it a lot.
Yeah.
So Robin wanted to know where you found a Christmas ornament with a stork on it. I'm going to take a sip.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the summer.
Anywhere that you go that's a big tourist place, so York, Stratford upon Avon, London, places like that, we have a lot of Christmas shops spring up that are open all year round, and they're fantastic to visit. And people go, and there's a huge variety. And this one, the stork that I took, and the mouse card you're going to see in a moment, were literally in the same area of a shop in York, which has 5 stories. It's this gorgeous old house, and every room's like decked out with different themes and different things, and it's there all year round. Yeah.
You know what I call those stores?
Heaven.
Well, besides that, eye candy stores, because it takes you hours to get through just this much space because there's so much to see. So it's just eye candy. It's like overload.
Then we have the garden, which is, again, I appreciate this because you're actually in the garden when you took the photo. So I'm in the garden. So I appreciate that. So, and thank you, Rain. Purchase responsibly, know your limits. And oops, I just did something. Hang on. Ooh.
Row.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to anyhow. Then we have the mountain, and I just have to say, this mountain, it's so freaking huge, Ritchie. It's huge. I mean, it's like, wow. Go watch his video. You will understand it. It's freaking huge.
The trickery of photography.
Maruda asked, what is that a topiary of?
I don't know. It's just, I think it's like a crown. They quite often, this topiary is really old, and so they will just cut it in the style that it's been growing in for years, and the Victorians would just grow it, which is what it is. It's probably gone hundreds of years old. So I think it's just a crown or just something ornate, but I don't think it's like an animal or anything there.
Yeah. Okay, Jamie, what are you doing? You're
Sniffing
your cards.
Sniffing. All I'm doing.
Okay, let's move on to card 22, Path.
I love this card.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is that, Jamie? I'm going to ask you just.
Well, I mean, because it's not just, you're not going to confuse it with a tree, because you can see the diverting ways that you can go. You can go to the left to look. You can go to the right to look. So, I mean, it's just, again, it's very direct and simple. A path is a path is a path. Choose one.
Yeah. And you're right, Jules Niner. That is what they said. Then we have mice. I mean, come on, that's cute. I mean,
I was lucky with that because they've actually nibbled away at it, which is what was quite unusual. I mean, again, I did actually see a live mouse during the summer, but by the time I got my phone out, it had gone. So there's no chance I was ever going to catch a real live mouse.
Well, it's not a positive card per se, right? So the nibbling at, the chewing into,
exactly.
It's still cute, but
Then we have the heart.
Second favorite card.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
I like this too because you have to look at it and you go, oh, there it is, and then it adds to that. It allows your creativity to sort of flow through, and how many hearts are on there? So. Yeah.
It would have been really, there's lots of hearts around, particularly, in some of these shops and places I went to. It seems to be ornaments of hearts and things to hang on doors are quite popular. So it would have been really easy to go down that road. And I just saw that and I thought, no, let's put something in a bit different.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, hi, Ren. And then we have the ring.
The missed opportunity card.
Go on.
I understand. I mean, I get why the card's in there, and I've actually grown to like it. But your hand and your ring, you and Mister with your rings together, something, you know what I mean, would have been just more of a to me. But I get this card. Like I said, I've reconciled myself to it, and I find it very, very pretty. But
I hear you.
I understand. Yes, I hear what you're saying. So I actually love this. I mean, it's Thing getting ready to go out on a night on the town, right?
Yeah.
So, and thank you, Rain.
Bye, Jules Niner.
So,
Thank you, Rain.
Enjoy.
So
Thanks for being here.
bye, Jules. By the way, were you giving me were you calling me like a suck up or something because I liked this?
No,
Jaime?
I was saying that if I say it's blue, you're going to say it's green today. It was
No,
my
it's
lot in
orange.
life today.
It's orange. It's not green.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Welcome. Join us. You'll see a lot of us together in April. Then we have the book.
I love this card.
Yeah, it's a good image.
Very atmospheric for me.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And and Ren asked, don't most ring cards have one ring?
Yeah.
But not a serious Lenormand. But yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I'm gonna flick him as much shit as I possibly can. Thanks, Ren.
Me or Ritchie?
That guy. I'm poking him in the cheek right now.
There you go. And then we have the letter.
Mm-hmm.
I wish people actually, did a stamp.
Your invitation?
So the wedding.
Yes.
If you notice, she's got sunflowers on the invitation that tied in with her wedding bouquet. So
yeah.
Because again, letters are quite. I mean, how would you take a photo of a letter that's interesting that doesn't have my address on it as well? And it's like,
yeah, I love this though.
This is absolutely perfect.
Okay, so with the next two cards, I'm going to interject. Have you added cards for neutral?
I've got a they card.
Yeah, which I missed out on.
Yeah,
I got you. Okay.
Have you not got that card?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, I lied. I am a big fat liar.
Bye, Coyote the Gray. Thanks for stopping by.
There you have got it.
You do. So,
You.
So we'll talk about, here's the man card, and then here's the woman card.
You know what happened to this card, and the reason that it was in with these.
Fair enough, because they're these are all optional.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
So I appreciate how it's the same image and you put one on top of the other.
So even if this is how I was looking at it until I dumped these out and saw that card, because even if man, woman, right, but these figures aren't so in your face like boobies or in your face kind of, do you know what I mean, so that you can be neutral.
I think they're distanced by the fact they're stained glass and
because that's how I was using them.
Period, which historically man and woman was represented there as a union in the window.
Right.
We've moved on since then, fortunately.
Right.
But that was and I really didn't want to start having real people in the photos. No. Like I didn't want a child, like I didn't want a real dog.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get down that territory because that just puts a layer on of something else, which I think might be a bit confusing.
Robin asked a question: does anyone have an overhead shot of a spread or a grand tableau of this deck? I'd love to see a snapshot of how they work together.
I don't think I
don't.
do. Because I have a Grand Tableau mat that I've used. I don't think that I do, Robin. If I find one, though, I'll shoot it to you.
Okay. So now we come to the lily. Pretty. Oh, well, and Ren said, I was expecting not to like this.
Oh, great. I'm glad you're liking it.
Yeah. Well, you're going to say something about the lily?
Again, lily would probably be a card if I could to change it, but by the time I got to take a picture of the lily seasons were completely over in the UK. So that
what
was
would you change it to?
I would have probably a bigger and have more lilies actually in the picture and something that's a bit. You can see how droughty and how dry all the grasses that it's growing through on there, because we had a really hot, dry summer, not good growing conditions for lilies. So literally that was the last lily of the year. So it's a bit bedraggled. It's not the most, but it's a lily. So there you go.
So the reason, so I think I would like to see your other picture in the iteration that you would choose. I think because I don't, you know, a lot of people look at this as like the sexuality card, right? Or whatever, but I think there's more to it than just that. And so this card doesn't give me that overdone, oversexed, over whatever. So it makes it much more pleasant for me.
Yes.
Patricia Tyree said, Richie, I just ordered your deck.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'm going to jump ahead. Can I jump ahead to the they? Because Patrice said something, and here's the they. And so you had an alternative to the man and the woman. And Patrice said, I don't love the neutral gender card. Sorry, Richie, but it has such a cold and masculine appearance. That's the only card that puts me off.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So
absolutely. Take that.
Yeah. So.
And I think that's also part of why this was dismissed and put in my other portion, because I could look at the stained glass and still feel neutral and not plugged into just, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I not having, honestly, I think this is very fascinating that this was stuck in there. So,
it was, I'm going to say it was not, I don't want to say the word afterthought, but when I made the first copy of the deck and sent it off, I suddenly realized that I needed something to represent something that wasn't man and woman. And of course, by that point, I hadn't taken any photos. And I was like, well, what?
Yeah, because you weren't watching for it.
Exactly. So I literally went through my photo collection to stay with my parameters. And I just thought it's going to have to be that one. And it kind of worked a little bit for me, but I totally get what you're talking about with that one. I'd be fascinated to know what people would take to represent they, though.
So interestingly enough,
question.
If so, not answering that question, just going back to the thing though, and I mean this with the utmost respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can see where you, as a man, same sex relationship, etc., not to make it phallic, not doing that, but I can see where this card could, for you, as you know, kind of a I gotta do.
Yeah.
I could see where this, from a personal perspective, could be neutral.
Yeah.
But it's a really good question, Richie. I would love to see what people would suggest for something to represent they.
Yeah.
So we left off with the sun, and then we have the moon.
So beautiful.
Yes, lovely.
Oh, that's one of my favorites, that one.
Love that. And the moon is a hard, it's difficult to take a picture of the moon.
It really is. Yeah.
So, and this is the key, or a key.
And get the ripple of the water and everything. Yeah.
I just happened to be lucky that it was the supermoon of August last year. And it was a clear night. And so that's a reflection in the sea where I live. Beautiful night.
Yeah. The key, and I love the story about this, so people go watch the video. So then we have fish.
Mm-hmm.
And we have anchor.
I love this. I love
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
It reminds me of my grandfather so much because he was a Navy CB. He was a lieutenant commander. And anything with an anchor that's real life makes me happy.
God.
And I think for me is what I appreciate about the anchor is it's an anchor, but it's not an anchor. It's a relief of an anchor, which has shown all of the wear and tear and all of that. And so I appreciate it. It also it also connects to other images in that you've had in the deck, the approach. So Nancy, a Crohn's Intuition, said, I like the they card. Intuitively, I see ancestors in this card.
Yeah, and I can understand that too.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Then we have the cross. So, and that's I would imagine in England you see this a lot.
Not as often as you think, because quite often churches and places like that, it was all destroyed during the Reformation and painted over. So
like they did.
So actually that's restored, and it was just lovely to see that. Again, I had lots of pictures of crosses from churches and sculptures, but that one I quite like the darkness of that one.
Me too.
Yeah. And you know, Patrice said there's so much to love in this deck.
Oh, thank you.
I think people got that idea from watching this, I hope. And Robin Toadstool Tarot said, I appreciate this deck so much more knowing the summer context. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there, Robin, because honestly, I didn't do the things. I mean, I listened to him first, and then I was like, oh, I don't even give a shit. And I went and I bought it, and I got the tin and the whole night, and you know, I was a guinea pig of sorts. And then when I got it and I flipped through it, I'm like, oh hell no. And then I had to go listen. So yeah,
I love it. And Rain has put up the playlist, and Linda said, well, now I have to learn how to read Lenormand. So, well, we're at the end. Is there anything you'd like to say, Ritchie, Longman Tarot, since people have been staying until the end?
Firstly, thank you for the opportunity. But now I'm going to just say that because I've been waiting to do this for such a long time and I've so enjoyed it, for the next 7 days, anyone who purchases the deck from today till the 14th of March, all the proceeds are going to go to the charity of the Woodland Trust. So I'm not going to say my little cut out of it. It's all going to go there. So even more reason, if you can afford it, to buy it in the next 7 days.
Yeah.
And so that is from today is the 7th of March, 2023. So until March 14th, 2023. So, and because there is what you do, a portion of what you sell traditionally goes to your charity of choice.
That's right. Yeah. So some of it goes to cover the costs, some of it goes to, a lot of it goes to making playing cards, but also, so there was a little bit like that. So, but we're just going to give it all to the Woodland Trust for the next 7 days.
That's nice.
So I'll simply say, purchase responsibly, know your limits. It's extremely affordable, and help go save trees. And if you want a bit of Tuck Box joy, you can get that. Or if you have Tuck Box rage, you can get it in a tin. Your prices may vary. So I love it. You know, so, and Rain is on it. It's like,
thank you.
Purchase Ritchie's deck, you know, in the next 7 days, and all funds will go to the charity. So that is until March 13th, 2023. And Maruda said $20 more or less, a great price. And Patricia Tyree ordered the tin.
Thank you very much.
So, but gosh, so
just know you're making your own tin. Okay, you have extra cards, and you're making your own tin.
You also get a QR code to scan that will take you to the playlist.
Yep.
And this one you really can throw away, or you can keep by the side of your bed, depending on what you want to do. Got a little picture of me.
Everybody wants a little picture of Ritchie.
Or you can cover it in glue and stick the nice cover on the back of your tent.
Or they can cover you in glue? What?
You can, yeah. Stick it somewhere.
So
Rain is buying the tin.
Wasn't there something else you were going to announce?
Well, I am going to be thinking about starting a new deck. It's in the thought process. It's going to be, I think, an Oracle deck.
Ooh.
But it's very early days yet. I'm putting together the list of things, and I think it's going to be about stones and earth and the earth element.
And how many cards?
I don't know. How many would you like, Jaime? It's in.
Oh, you should not ask Jaime that, because she and I will tell you exactly what we think.
How many and what would you? How big did they be?
Okay, so this is not for you, but this is my favorite Oracle deck. It is 200 plus cards, right?
Yep.
But no, I mean, I don't like small Oracle decks.
No.
So anything over 50 is going to make me happy.
Okay, we can manage that. But I'm not setting myself a parameter of 6 or 3 months. It's going to happen as it happens this one.
Yeah, do your thing.
Because it's the earth element that you're working with, and that exists all year round.
It does, exactly. So we're going to have different forms of earth, different forms of stone, sand, concrete even. I'm going to put it all in there and sort of have a good think about how the elements of the earth work.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I think this is wonderful, Ritchie. Thank you. Anything else you want to say about the deck?
I think we've covered it all, but thank you to anyone who's purchased it or thinking of purchasing it. Really appreciate it. And I really appreciate your lovely comments and support for this as well.
Yay.
Could be 78 cards for pairing purposes, you know. And Rain said, Ritchie, I'd love to see your version of a tree oracle.
Oh, now that's got me thinking now as well.
I was wondering if that's what you were going to share, because you're studying the trees.
That's what I thought you were going to say. So the little druid heart was like
going away in my head for a little while. So yeah, but I need to make I'm not just going to snap it, randomly. I'm going to put a bit of planning into it.
But these are all going to have to be by you, right? That's still part of the parameter.
Oh, my photographs, my camera, my phone camera, little me doing it.
I think that's wonderful.
I have a suggestion.
What's that?
Don't wait until the very end to upload them all to make playing cards. Upload them in batches and then strip them out as you.
Very good idea.
Oh, that's
taking
interesting.
It all at the end is just maddening. Just suggestion.
I love that. See, and Nancy's even supporting this too.
Okay. Well, I might have to ditch the stone idea and go on to trees then, mightn't I?
Well, there's all of the 4 elements or the 5 elements. You can do that. So, LR72 said, I knew you were going to make a larger donation to the Woodland Trust. So cool.
Oh,
how did LR know this? Is LR just cool?
Yeah.
So, all right. Ritchie, what do you got coming up on your channel?
I'm going to hopefully be on Friday for my normal live. I say hopefully. I've got to go to the dentist at about 2 hours before the live. So I might have to cancel it because I might not be able to actually talk. And that's it. So you're going to have to just you're just going to have to kind of hope that I can manage it. So I haven't put any plans out yet, but lots of things coming up. We've got our Ostara stuff coming soon, haven't we?
I love how we're all coming up with these great ideas for you to make decks of, Ritchie. Rocks and trees go together.
Okay.
LR72 could feel it coming. The answer might be 2 Oracle decks
that you can combine.
And Pamela said the Blue Ridge Mountains Lenormand, and also suggested the Ohio River Lenormand. I don't know. That's just off the rails.
Wow.
That was
But
bad.
I will say, if I
taste.
can do it, anyone can do it. And I know people ban that phrase around quite a bit, but it's really exciting doing it. It's been a lovely project, and it's kept me going. It's very mindful as well to do, so it gets you outside. So it's been a lot of fun.
And I think what's great is the fact I appreciate that you've done videos about these to talk about them, because we all know I'm a geek. I really appreciate understanding a deck creator's process and where their head was, because for me that actually adds layers of meaning and layers of value. So
well, I knew it had to be that way because the deck was ready, and then I knew I'd spend 2 years writing the book to go with it. So I thought, no, let's get it out there as a video, and people can watch it at their leisure then.
There you go. Yeah. So, Jaime, what do you got coming up on your channel? So I just got an invitation to, I'll move on, to join. I think it's going to be on Dream Detective Kate's channel for a cup of chat on Thursday.
Hi.
Yes. I'm a guest on Sonia Rain Lee's channel on Friday. But wait, there's more. On Friday, I'm also a guest on Kelly's channel, Dozen Cats Wellness. I'm part of the S team for Stash. And then Purple Elephant, Deb H, is going to be on my channel on Monday. We're talking about the ethics of reading.
That sounds exciting.
So the ethics of readings. So, and Pamela said, very splendid, Lenormand, Ritchie. I'm all inspired.
Thank you very much.
And this will be my new favorite, Jesri. Oh, that will be my new favorite. She's talking. They're talking about the one from the Silly Chazure that I still have to finish, and I should do that and start to do readings with them. Robin says, I still want to see a live of a deck creation experiences by folks in our community, and don't forget me. Okay. So, all right. Well, and yeah, so get on hosting that. So anyhow, thank you everybody for joining us. I think we'll say goodbye, and maybe I'll do the outro that I did yesterday.
Okay.
So it's two new outros. Thanks everybody. Like and subscribe.